welcome to this week's MoneyFit Live webinar. My name is Todd Christensen, Education Manager at MoneyFit, author of Everyday Money for Everyday People. Glad you have joined me today. We're talking about how to fix your bills and your spending. We're not talking about correcting them. We're talking about fixing them so they don't move. That's the idea of how to make your finances boring. Let me put it this way. Think about an exciting movie. Why is it exciting? Because you get to the end of the movie and you're not sure how it's going to end. It's suspenseful. That's exciting. We don't want that in our finances. We want boring. We want to know how the end of the month is going to look financially. We want to know how it's going to look throughout the whole month. We don't want surprises. So we're going to talk about how to fix our expenses, every bill as much as possible, so that we know exactly what's coming throughout the rest of the month. Okay, so first of all, there's three types of expenses. We have the fixed expenses. They happen every single month, the same amount. Doesn't matter how much we use it or don't use it. It's the same amount. The prices generally don't fluctuate more than once a year, maybe. And these, those are the fixed expenses. There's variable expenses. There are periodic expenses. Those are the three type of expenses that you can put into those. One of those categories, any kind of expense you have in your household. The further up on this list we go, the less problems it creates in our finances. Let's talk about fixed. You've got things like your debt payments, your mortgage or your rent, your car payment. These are some of the largest expenses in household budgets. And yet, these are not the things that generally cause problems in our finances. We know what they are. Many people know, and then I'm going to include insurance in there as well. They know what that is to the penny quite often because it happens every month. We know how much it is because it's important. Usually, it's pretty critical to our lifestyle. But the idea that we know what's coming means that we even subconsciously keep money aside to pay for that. I can't go out and do this week because rent is due next week. I remember those days. Those are fixed expenses. They don't cause problems. Fixed expenses are easy to remember. They happen all the time. They get paid. So the idea is, how can we take all of our other expenses, turn them into fixed expenses? Besides these here, a few other fixed expenses we can think of. You've got internet. You've got a cell phone. Maybe you've got cable or a subscription service of some sort. Those are some of the smaller ones. Variable expenses. These are those expenses that happen every month still, but either because prices fluctuate or because our usage changes, we're going to spend a different amount every single month on it. There's the big three are groceries, then you've got utilities, and you've got transportation or gasoline. Groceries, let me come back to that, because I want to start with utilities. Utilities is an easy one to fix. How does that work? Because amount of heat or air conditioning we need throughout the year changes. How can we fix that so we're paying the same amount every month? Many of you have already done this. It's called level pay or budget pay, or your utility company will call it whatever, something else. You call them up. This is all you have to do. Call them, contact them online, and you just ask them to get on the level pay. What they're going to do is they're going to go back 12 months typically, look at what you've spent used over the last 12 months. They will then take the average, and that will be your new monthly payment. There's no additional fees. It's not going to cost anything extra. They're just taking an average of what you've used in the past and predicting what you're going to use in the future. This can even work in many cases for apartments, even if you're brand new in an apartment. Do be aware that at the end of the year, that 12-month period, if you owe more money, you're going to have to come up with more money to pay that month. But conversely, if you have used less energy than you did previous 12 months, you're going to get a statement credit. And I've had experience in both of those. But it's really easy. That's all you have to do to fix your utility so that in the wintertime you don't sweat about going out and getting your heating bill in the middle of winter. It could be 10 degrees outside, but you break into a sweat because you know it's going to be huge. Same thing with the end of summer. You're frozen because you don't want to open up that bill for electricity because you know it's going to be massive because of air conditioning that you've been using. You just fix it with their level pay, and you just make the payment every single month. It makes it so simple. Makes it so much easier. Groceries. You can't do that with a grocery store. You can't walk in and talk to the manager and say, hey, I'm just going to give you the same amount, pay you the same amount every month. I'll just come in and get my groceries, and at the end of 12 months, we'll adjust what we need to. It would be convenient. Grocery stores aren't doing that yet. But here's how you fix your grocery bill. You look what you've spent on groceries in the past 3, 4, 5 months. Take an average, or it's up to you. If you know that you're going to be spending more in the future, then maybe adjust it upwards a bit. But take that amount out of your checking account. Whenever paycheck comes in, that becomes your fixed amount, and you only take that amount of cash into the store with you. Another way of doing that is to set up a second checking account just for groceries. And you transfer over that amount that you've identified, you fixed, and you're transferring that over to the second checking account that's just for groceries, and you take the debit card for that account into the store. Don't get an overdraft. When your money's gone, you want to know, and you don't want to get hit with any overdraft fees. But those are two ways you can fix your grocery bill, is by taking only cash into the store. That is the amount that you've identified, or you take in just a debit card from a checking account just for groceries. You can do something similar for gasoline if you'd like. The cash method is quite convenient and easy. Well, not as convenient as swiping your card or inserting your card at the gasoline pump, but one of the benefits is you're not going to have to worry about any skimmers putting in a machine at the pump and taking your card number and information. But yes, you will have to get out, go put money at the pay for the gas, pump it up, and go get your change. It is a little less convenient, or you can, because in many cases it's much smaller than groceries, you can try and set your budget and keep track of it on your phone or some app. Well, once you do that, once you've taken those variable expenses, you fix them, life becomes that much easier. You're not surprised by that huge gas heating payment in the winter and that huge electric bill in the summer. And then we talk about periodic expenses. How can we take periodic expenses? What are they first? We'll talk about that. And how do we fix them? Do you want to change them into variable? No. You want to fix them. You don't want to mess around with variable. Just take all your expenses and try to fix them. Here's a few examples. You've got medical emergencies, injuries, so forth, doctor visits. These don't happen very often. They may happen once a year, once every few years, 3 or 4 times a year or more. We don't know. Sometimes it's unpredictable. Car repair, car replacement. How long is your car going to last? It's not going to last forever. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. You're going to, if you think it's going to last forever, please let me know. I would love to get a car just like it, but it doesn't. It will need to be replaced at some point. In the meantime, we're going to have to start paying for repairs and fixes and so forth. And then you got the Christmas gift giving or holiday gift giving, birthday gift giving. You've got, if you've got a home that you want to take care of, do some landscaping. It doesn't happen very often, maybe every few years or every 5 or 10 years. Maybe you want to go on a nice vacation. Maybe you've got a big celebration coming up, a quinceañera or some other sort of family celebration that you want to prepare for. These are periodic expenses. Some of them only happen once in a lifetime, but they can be huge. And how do you take that once in a lifetime or once every 3 or 4 or 5 year expense and fix it? There's no possible way you can do that, right? Adult learners in my classes typically come up with it before I even have to say it. It's a matter of, it's called saving. Just have to save. We have to identify, project how much do we think that's going to cost. Now, vacations, landscaping, celebrations, repairs, or car replacement, we can get pretty close on how much we think that's going to cost. Emergencies, not so much. But these other things, what we do is you estimate them out, you estimate how much it's going to cost, and then how many months do we think it's going to be until that event is going to happen, or I'm going to need that money. Divide the amount by the number of months, and you come up with how much you need to save every month. That's it. As far as emergencies go, try to get to the point where you have 3 to 6 months. That's a general rule. There are more specific rules out there that you can customize to your own situation. But generally, 3 to 6 months worth of emergency living survival expenses, shelter and security, so housing, utilities, food and water. That's just groceries. It does not include dining out, and then some clothing to get you through. So that if you needed to pay for just, let's say you were out of work, you would have some money with you to get you through 3 to 6 months so that you could focus on getting another job rather than how am I going to come up with enough money just to pay rent this next month. But estimate out how much you think it would be and divide it by how many months until it's going to happen, and now you transfer that money into your savings, and now you have just fixed your savings account. Here's the biggest problem with this. Too many people have just one savings account. They put all their money into one savings account, which is better than many. Many don't have a savings account at all. But you really should think about and consider having a different savings account for each different goal. This is just an example of what you can look consider for your own household. Let's say you want to have your emergency savings. That's a separate savings account. Then you have an account for your Christmas gift giving or birthday gift giving. Another one to replace your furniture or appliances because they will wear out. Another for vacation. Another for household repairs or yard work, landscaping. And another one for your next car or the car replacement, car repairs. Any long-term financial goal that you can't cover with one paycheck, you need to consider having a checking account. And here's why. If you put everything into one single savings account, and summertime comes and you're wanting to take a nice summer vacation, how you're going to look at that one big account that has all this money in it for different purposes, and you can say, now how much was just for savings? Never mind, I'll just take it all and I'll make it all up later. That's what we do. We rate our savings for whatever is immediately at hand. Whereas if you can put them into separate savings account, you know exactly how much you have available for your savings account. Now, if even then you are what I term a savings rater, and I have been a savings rater in my past, where you see money building in your savings account, it's getting bigger and bigger, and you want to go on a vacation, and you say, well, I'm going to just transfer money over back into my checking account, or hey, we're going to go to a concert this week that we didn't expect, and we need some money, so we're just going to take it out of the car repair. If you have your checking account at the same institution as you have your savings accounts, your chances of rating your savings and using it for things that were not planned for is extraordinarily high. So consider opening up your savings account, keeping them at a different financial institution, a different bank or different credit union, or even keeping them at an online bank, so that it will take you a day or 2 or 4 to access that savings, those savings funds. Because by the time you look at it and say, okay, it's going to take 4 days. Oh, you know what? I can wait, or the impulse will generally pass. So get a savings account at a different institution. Do not get an ATM card, and don't tie that account to your new checking account. You want to make it as inconvenient as possible to get to your savings account so that you can use them for what you actually plan on using them for, and not for the latest fad or the impulse that comes your way. That's it. How to fix your savings, make them boring. Thank you. I do hope you have boring finances. Your life should be exciting. Money should not be. If you would like a certificate of completion for this course, just go to our website, back to our website at moneyfit.org/live, and there below the week's current webinar, you'll see a button that can take you to the certificate of completion site. You will enter in your name. You'll choose the name of this course, and it'll have the date that it was recorded on, and then you will enter in this passcode: fixed bills, no spaces. Fixed is all uppercase, bills is all lowercase. Capitals, FIXED, lowercase BILLS. Fixed bills. That's it. We will then, the system will automatically generate your certificate, get it out to you, and you can look for it in your inbox. If you have any questions, please do give me a call. There's my phone number. That's my email address. I look forward to hearing from you. If there's anything we can do for you, we are here as a 501c3 nonprofit credit counseling agency to help you achieve your financial goals and live the financial life that you want. Thank you again for joining me.